Good morning, you guys. Welcome back. I hope you guys are alert, ready for your day and feeling sharp, because I am. And I am because of the exciting news, the exciting developments surrounding our big money move for Lukaku. You guys, it's time to get excited. It is time to get excited because multiple tier 1 journalists are confirming that this deal is basically over. We've agreed personal terms. We're close to agreeing the final fee to sign him as well. And we've got the confirmation from the player himself that he wants to return back and sign for a club he supported ever since he was a kid. It's mad, it's crazy, it's exciting, you guys. I'm going to break down the latest news reports as well. And of course, I'm going to share my thoughts and opinions behind this imminent signing. So I hope you guys do enjoy. Show your love, smash the like button. Please get involved in the comments and share your thoughts. I know a lot of you guys are definitely deep in your thoughts when you're watching my videos. Share some of them. You guys get involved too. And of course, if you like today's video, smash that like button. Help me go over 3,000 likes for Lukaku, you guys. So without wasting any more time, let's get straight into things. And we start off by breaking down the news that's been covered. And something that is being confirmed by a few journalists now is the fact that they feel like this deal should be finalized and wrapped up within the next 24 hours. In 1 day's time, you guys, we should have a new world-class striker in the ranks of the team. It's the move we've needed. Striker has been the number 1 priority for me. I'd be happy just to accept Lukaku, a striker, nothing else. That is how desperate we are to have a striker of these qualities. But let's continue on with the reports, you guys. We now turn our attentions to Di Marzio. It's quite interesting hearing some of the reports coming out from Italy and the reports coming out from England. Of course, they never are like super similar. They have their own differences. And here's what Di Marzio had to say. He reports that we offered around 120 million euros. Inter want 130 million euros. So when you hear these figures, you guys, 120 is essentially like 100 million. 130 million euros is essentially 110 million pounds. So, this is a lot more manageable compared to the 130 figures. But regardless, there were conflicting reports, and for me, more concrete reports that came out from the Daily Mail. Now, it's a newspaper that I don't really F with at all. Don't like it whatsoever. But their sports page is not too bad. Regardless of that though, they exclusively reported that we will sign Lukaku for 95 million plus add-ons to get the deal up to a figure that Inter Milan want. Now, when it comes to these add-ons, here's where things get very interesting. Now, for me, in my opinion, I wouldn't be surprised if it comes down to, financial add-ons. For example, if we win the Premier League, if we win trophies and Lukaku plays a big part towards that, then naturally Inter Milan will get compensated for that. But at the same time, Di Marzio is also reporting that, a player could be exchanging this deal to make up that valuation difference. I'm still not too sure about that in my opinion, because he himself reports that Marcos Alonso would not be part of that because Inter Milan don't want to cover his wages, and we know that Alonso is earning 6 figures. Clubs like Inter Milan won't be paying their wingbacks in the team 6 figures for anything. That's reserved for the very best players in their team. So that does make a lot of sense. I do understand that. But anyway, you guys, to continue on with the news, we found out the wages that Lukaku will earn when he signs for us. They're crazy, they're out of this world, and he'll be the highest paid player at our club, one of the highest paid players in the Premier League too. He'll be earning around 350k per week, which is absolutely crazy. And Lukaku presented a new offer. Originally, reports stated that we offered him 10 million per season. Lukaku said no, and that was increased to 15 million per season. So he's earning an absolute fortune, but this is the money you pay for one of the very best elite top five strikers in the entire world. And after seeing how he performed last season, after seeing him picking up man of the match awards for fun during Euro 2020 as well, he has ascended. He is in his absolute prime, and it's not very often that we are signing players in their prime, doing it right now. This is a massive statement to make in the Premier League and in the rest of Europe. We are a club that is looking to push on. When you're lucky enough and fortunate enough to win the big honours like Premier League titles, or most importantly, European titles as well, for next season, you don't just sit down and get complacent. Next season, you have to make statements. You have to go into the market and announce that, listen, what you saw last season, this isn't a fluke. Get used to this. Get used to seeing this type of success at this club. That's what the Lukaku deal signifies and symbolizes. This is very exciting times as a Chelsea fan, you guys, but let's continue on with these reports. Now, originally, some reports were coming out yesterday that were quite interesting, and I think, it's worth talking about and discussing. Now, some conflicting reports came out suggesting that Zhang Suning, the owner of Inter Milan, was having some reservations and possibly second thoughts behind selling Lukaku to us. This came down due to the immense backlash from Inter Milan fans and Serie A fans who are, absolutely baffled that they're selling one of their best players, one of the most key players in Serie A right now. What does it say about the state of their league? And not only that, there was backlash from board figures at Inter Milan too. Reports were suggesting that the argument was Inter Milan need Champions League football every single season now to be financially safe. By selling Lukaku, you take away that safety net, that guarantee of quality and guarantee of goals that Lukaku brings every single season. Is it necessarily worth selling him for 100 million if it means potentially missing out on European football for the following seasons to come? Of course, it came from Gazzetta dello Sport, not the most reliable, but based on everything happening right now, I do think that there could be some facts behind this, because of course, naturally and logically, these are fears that people would have if Lukaku was to go, so I'm not completely writing that off. The reality is though, two things happened that basically confirmed this deal was going to be happening regardless of anything. Number one, Inter Milan have got the fee that they asked for right from the start, which was that figure between 120 to 130 million euros. I covered those stories and over the months, you guys, I remember them. And for the second stipulation too, Inter Milan needed a confirmation from Lukaku himself that the player would be happy to be sold and move on. Those two things happened. That meant the deal was bound to happen regardless. Now, Inter Milan politicking at that board level. The reality is that they only needed 30 million extra to be able to be financially safe. That was why originally there were lots of reports about Martinez being linked to Arsenal, because Martinez could have been sold for around 50 million euros, around like 40 something million. Absolutely nothing compared to Lukaku, and Inter Milan would have been safe. But the issue behind that was that if they did that, there would not be any money for them to spend and reinvest into the team. After winning the league last season, Inter Milan have to send a statement out to their own fans. Fans need to see that ambition from the board. It's natural, it's what we all want to see from our clubs. And of course, by selling Lukaku, not only is that 30 million difference covered, but Inter Milan now have 90 million euros now to spend and play within the market. But you guys, I do want to give some of my thoughts and opinions before I end this video and wrap things up. Well, with the signing of Lukaku, I think this means the board, with this imminent signing of Lukaku, and yes, I'm saying it, the imminent signing of Lukaku, I think it proves the board's got what they set out to accomplish. The plan all along was to sign a world-class striker up front. Of course, you guys did a video with Jan yesterday where I discussed some of my grievances behind why we weren't able to, advance further with these fallen reports. A part of me feels like, we could have potentially realized this a lot sooner and got these deals done for certain players and targets a lot quicker. But if you guys want to hear our full discussion, I suggest you guys watch the video. Always great talking ball with the bro Jan from Football Therapy. I'm sure you guys will love it too. But going back to my main point, the board set out to get a top world-class striker, and they've done that in Lukaku. It's exciting stuff, you guys. When I look at the team last season, I look at all the opportunities and chances missed, I was always thinking to myself, the reason why we're missing them is that we missed that profile of striker that we used to have in your Didier Drogba's and your Diego Costa's, your Nicolas Anelka's, that profile that had that strength, that ability to hold the ball, hold off their man, stretch defenses, win their 50-50 battles. How many times are we putting in excellent balls inside the box, excellent top class balls, with barely anyone inside the box who can attack them properly? Tam Abraham had a decent threat, but his aerial game can still develop even more. Kai Havertz brings that, but of course inconsistency last season too, adapting and acclimatizing to playing in a new league. With Lukaku though, he is elevated and he literally ticks every single box we need in regards to having a forward that can bury those chances that we typically miss. I mean, how many times have we seen us putting crossfield balls inside the box in, or playing cutback passes and players are diving in, stretching on things and being a yard too slow, or the ball like going off them, or them losing their battles inside the box? We've lost out on a lot of goals that way. And having Lukaku in that team, in a team where not only will he bring that, but he will get to play his very best football. And that's one of the reasons why he was so successful playing for Conte at Inter Milan. It was based on how Inter Milan like to play. Having players playing off of him is what elevates Lukaku. He's not a lone forward that's going to hold up the ball by himself, do all that dirty work and look to play people in. He plays better playing close and off of people or playing up front with a partner. For me, it's been super obvious why Tuchel has been using 2 up front throughout pre-season. That is how he will play with Lukaku up front for us. Lukaku is that perfect glue up front that is going to help your Timo Werners, that's going to help your Kai Havertz's, that's going to help the midfield players and your ZX and your Mason Mounts. This is one of the perfect signings. This really is one of the perfect signings. You know, Werner was scoring a lot of his goals during the first start of the season, unsurprisingly when he had that focal point up front in Tammy Abraham helping him lead the line. It was the same thing for Kai Havertz. A lot of goals that he scored as well also came off playing off of that focal point in the team too. That's the thinking behind things right now. And to think that we've signed the premier talent, because even though I think calling in the future in the long term will be absolutely sensational, right now, current present day, Lukaku is a better player, the more complete one that can do a lot more in this game at this point in time. Yeah, wow, what a statement to make. One of the premier top forwards in the world is signing for us, and undoubtedly now, you guys, we are title contenders, we are title challengers. Already we have a sensational team and squad. We are adding that with top quality players too. We'll get a few more businesses and deals done before this window ends, you guys, and then we are ready to take on our opponents once the Premier League comes back next week. This is it, you guys. We're going to see some special things this season. I've said it the past 2 seasons, I'm going to keep saying it. This really is a time to be alive if you're a Chelsea fan. So on that note, you guys, I'm going to wrap things up, keep things moving. Thank you for watching. I'm the EFC, this is Blue Lions TV. Lukaku, let's go. Let's go, man. And I'll catch you guys later with some more videos. Cool.